If you're looking for a way to upgrade your scent, you already have some of these amazing niche fragrances like Bianco Latte, Delina Exclusif, Ganymede, etc. I'm going to give you some layering combinations today to upgrade your scent. You're going to smell super unique. You're going to create something wonderful. No one else around you is going to smell like this, and you're going to love it. So today I have 3 layering combinations that are absolutely amazing, very, very different to each other. The third one, it's kind of like 2 in 1, and we'll get to that. But I'm going to start off with the first one, which I think is the most sort of casual day-to-day of these combinations, and that is Bianco Latte and Gris Charnel. So I have a bottle of Gris Charnel, and this was a blind buy for me, and the more I wear it, the more I fall in love. Absolutely love this fragrance. But what I found that was happening was, because it's so cozy and sweet and fluffy, it was becoming a lot more of a chill in the house, go to bed type of fragrance for me. And until I found this layering combination, I almost thought, is this all this fragrance is going to be? Just something I wear in the house, not something I really want to wear outside. But then I have a sample of Gris Charnel, and I laid them together and I fell in love. So Gris Charnel is a fragrance that I've been umming and ahhing about for years. I had a sample of it before, which I absolutely loved. And then for some reason, this recent sample that I've got, I find that the opening I absolutely adore, but then something on my skin just develops, it just goes in a direction that I didn't really expect. So it's kind of made me think, don't know if I want a full bottle of this fragrance. I do love that opening though. However, when I layered this with Bianco Latte, I thought, this is my reason to get a bottle. I'm most definitely going to be getting myself a bottle of Gris Charnel, because Gris Charnel and Bianco Latte together, it just creates the most beautiful, creamy, slightly fluffy fragrance. It is the most comforting, most beautiful combination like ever. Honestly, it's so creamy, so soft, so wonderful. It's almost like a cashmere jumper. That is like the softness that it has, but it's also really creamy. The sillage of this fragrance is just insane. The sweetness that comes from Bianco Latte, you know, with the vanilla, with the caramel, it's really sweet and really beautiful. And then you've got the Gris Charnel, it's got a completely different vibe, right? It's creamy, it's got that sandalwood, it's soft as well, but it's got the fig and it's got the tea, and it's just a very different vibe. And I just find these two work together a bit like sweet and salt popcorn. Like Bianco Latte is the sweet, Gris Charnel is the salt, and together it's just perfection. Like, you know, nowadays, who has salt popcorn or sweet popcorn? You have to mix them together. That's how I feel about these 2 fragrances. I honestly feel like this combination has given me a reason to wear Bianco Latte outside and to get myself a bottle of Gris Charnel. That is how much I love this. Honestly, I feel like I'll wear this combination day in, day out. I don't know if I could possibly get tired of this one. It's just perfect for every day. Throw this on. Like, if you wear this to work and no one's going to smell like this, they're going to say, whoa, like, how come you smell so good? It is honestly beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. If you find that Bianco Latte is maybe a little bit too gourmand for you, I think it's an incredible gourmand, but if you're not that into gourmands, then I think this is a nice combination because it tones it down a little bit, and it gives it more balance. It's a bit more rounded out. It, you know, balances the sweet and the savory sort of vibe, and I just think it's perfection. Then with Gris Charnel, if you wanted to sweeten it up, add a little bit of oomph to that fragrance, even though by itself I think it's an incredible fragrance, but if you did want to add a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of gourmand touch, I think you would love this layering combination. And for me, I think it is still quite a casual type of scent. Like, it does really go well with like a jumper, cozy day, or just a day-to-day type of fragrance. But that's just my preference. I think you could wear this out somewhere a little bit more fancy if you wanted to. I think it's an incredible mixture. You just smell good, and you know, you can go anywhere smelling good. I would spray Bianco Latte first, and then I would go over with Gris Charnel. Bianco Latte is quite a heavy fragrance. It's not too dense, but it is, I see it as the base of the fragrance, whereas Gris Charnel I think goes really nicely on top. So that is Bianco Latte and Gris Charnel. So the second layering combo, which might be my favorite on this list, it came about because I recently acquired Ganymede. So I used to have Tilia, which I didn't like. I spoke about that in a previous video. I didn't like Tilia, so I swapped Tilia for Ganymede, and Ganymede is a fragrance that I love. Absolutely beautiful fragrance. So I found out that Ganymede translates to moon, and also like a Greek mythological character. But I think the word moon really does describe this fragrance. Like it smells like out of this world. It really is incredible. It's got like mineral notes in there. It's got saffron. It's airy and light, but it's just wow. I love this fragrance. It really does smell like you're going to a special occasion. So I was thinking to myself, I want to layer this fragrance with something just to see what the vibes are. And then I picked up Penhaligon's Halfeti. Now guys, Ganymede and Halfeti is the most insane combination I've ever come across. I honestly feel like these two fragrances were made to be together. Something about the saffron in Halfeti and the saffron in Ganymede, it's like they come together and then everything else in both of those fragrances just mesh. I just find it the most perfect combination. You know, sometimes you layer two fragrances together and it's like, oh, okay, this is nice, but they still kind of smell like very separate. I just find that these two blend together. Like it honestly just becomes one fragrance, and that's why it just makes me feel like they were meant to be. It really does give luxury. This smells like something you'd wear to a black tie event, a ball, a fancy dinner. Like I think it is wearable on a day-to-day if you just want to give off luxury, if you just want to give off like, you know, I'm that girl, I'm that guy, I'm special, I'm different to you guys. Absolutely, but it really does remind me of a black tie event. Like this is so appropriate for that type of occasion. Ganymede really is a bit like fancy salt water. That's the vibe I get from this fragrance. Like, yeah, like salt water, but with, you know, tiny bit of sweetness and a lot of depth in the background, airy, absolutely gorgeous, really unisex as well, perfect for a man in a suit, but also perfect for a lady. I kind of imagine a lady wearing like a jumpsuit, you know, like a wide leg jumpsuit with this. Even though I wore this the other day, I was definitely wearing a dress, but I think it definitely does suit a woman wearing something quite powerful. And then Halfeti is a lovely, spicy, woody rose type of fragrance. Rose is in the background, but it's really present. And as someone that loves rose, I just feel this adds what I need. And when I combine them together, I just feel on top of the world. I feel like the most luxurious, wealthiest, I just feel like the most luxurious person in the room when I wear these two together. Yeah, this combination, this is definitely my favorite. So if you have either of these, give them a try. Let me know what you think in the comments. So the third fragrance combination came about because I bought a fragrance that I wasn't too sure about. So I bought myself Peregrina by Tamine, and I just wasn't too sure. And you know, when you buy a fragrance and you're not too sure about, you kind of like think, okay, what can I layer it with to make it worthwhile, right? And that's what happened with this layering combination. I wasn't too sure about Peregrina. People speak really well of Peregrina, so I blind bought it. And it's definitely not a regret now that I found this combination. My issue with Peregrina was all of the lovely sweet notes, the caramel, the rose, etc. that everyone gets and enjoys from this fragrance. They were really dialed down to my nose, and I just got a lot of like a balsamic, there's myrrh in this fragrance, and it was just really myrrh heavy, balsamic, and it just smelled very perfumey. If that makes sense. It smelled really balsamic and really perfumey, and I just thought like the rose and the gourmand notes, I'm just not really getting those. And then I started to smell them later on as the fragrance developed, but they're just really quiet. And I was like, I'm not getting these notes, and I really want to smell the rose and I want to smell the caramel and vanilla and whatever else is in here. But I tried layering it with a Delina Exclusif and I was like, whoa. I did not think, when I smelled Peregrina, I did not think it has any similarity to Delina Exclusif. I didn't make that click. But then for some reason, when I laid these together, I was like, oh, they kind of smell like cousins. Like they have a similar vibe of like rose and sweet notes. But Delina Exclusif, she's more well-rounded, she's soft, she's very feminine, whereas Peregrina is a bit more, she's harsh, she's a bit abrasive. That's how I find these two fragrances, almost like two sides of the same coin. Delina Exclusif is like, you know, the lovely rose, sweet rose fragrance when, you know, in a good mood. And then Peregrina is like the sweet rose fragrance when, you know, you shouldn't cross her. I think that's the contrast I get from these two fragrances, and together I just find them incredible. So I spray Delina Exclusif first, and then I spray lots of Peregrina on top. Delina Exclusif is a very potent fragrance, and then Peregrina is potent as well, but not as much as Delina Exclusif. So I think this goes nicely on top, and the combination is just like sweet, alluring femininity. I'm telling you, I wore this the other day and a man stopped me in the shop and asked me, are you still on the phone? I just really wanted to ask you, what fragrance are you wearing? He was like, I'm interested in this for my wife. Like, I need to know what you're wearing. Like, this combination is incredible. It's just so feminine, so bold, so sweet, so rosy. It's absolutely gorgeous. If you like to smell really feminine, but you want people to smell you from like across the street, this is the fragrance combination for you. Delina Exclusif and Peregrina by Tamim. So I did say to you guys that my last layering combo is like 2 in 1. So I said that Delina Exclusif and Peregrina are like cousins, but I think that Delina Exclusif and Hibiscus Mahajad are like sisters. I think they're very similar, but I do think they're different enough to worth having both bottles. Delina Exclusif is, I think, softer and a bit more feminine. Hibiscus Mahajad is similar to Tamim in terms of being a bit more harsh than Delina Exclusif, but I think they're close enough that they actually work really well together. So Hibiscus Mahajad and Peregrina are also another beautiful layering combination of rose and sweetness. They both project really well. Like both of these combinations, Peregrina with Delina Exclusif and Peregrina with Hibiscus Mahajad, they are bold. Like they've got sillage, they've got projection. People are going to smell you from across the road. These are really heavy hitter types of combinations, which is why I love them. And they do smell really feminine, really sweet, rosy and wonderful. This is just my kind of fragrance. Like, I don't know, there's not really a lot of other fragrances that make me feel like how these fragrances make me feel. I just feel so feminine. It's a lot more like in your face feminine with the way that it just projects and the fragrance that it leaves in the air. And that's something that I love. I really enjoy that. I really like being able to walk into somewhere and filling up the room. And these are fragrance combos that will do that. I think I do prefer Delina Exclusif and Peregrina just because it has a bit of a softer vibe. Not soft in that it's not as strong and doesn't project as much, but just in terms of the scent is a bit more softer on the nose, a bit more pleasant, whereas the other two I think are amazing together, but they are like harsh with harsh. I think that would suit someone that really wants to be bold, really in your face, like here I am, that type of fragrance. So that is Hibiscus Mahajad and Peregrina. So I want you guys, if you have any of these pairs of fragrances, go and try them together, try them on your wrist, try and wear them for a day. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe, it really helps the channel, and then you'll get to see some more content from me, some more recommendations, reviews, etc. Also guys, let me know if you'd be interested in a video about some of my regrets. I have quite a few fragrances that I just regret buying and I'm going to be getting rid of them. Let me know if you want to hear about those, and I'll see you in my next video.